Around a month ago, the Minecraft community was taken by storm by a new kind of tech developed by Unhappy Bean, a wind elytra tunnel. This launcher used mobs that had the wind charged effect that when killed, spawned wind charges to launch the player away. The cool thing about wind charges is that their effects stack given how many there are in a single area, as shown here. I take freeze, throw many of them at the ground. I launch myself a lot higher, obviously I hit a roof there, but you get the gist. What Unhappy Bean discovered was that upon stacking many of these mobs to one area, splashing them with a wind charged potion and then killing them, you could launch a player very far. Unhappy Bean's concepts were enlightening, showing us what could be the true potential of these new types of player launchers. And naturally, I had my own go. I went through several iterations of some starting just as concepts and proof of concepts until I eventually reached my first couple of designs which worked, however were not optimized and had many setbacks. However, I believe that this design I have here is the amalgamation of all my works and efforts and is truly the best of its kind. To start off with, my launching chamber is, I think, one of the best in existence currently. It combines both the detection of silverfish and the prevention of entity cramming, meaning you can have as many here as you want and also be able to tell how many you've got in until, of course, you reach power level 15. I align the player to have the most amount of contact with the wind charges, allowing for maximum acceleration and propulsion. Over here, I have a power level protection system that allows the player to calibrate the launcher to specific levels. Here, I can calibrate to level 9, run the system, and launch myself to a corresponding distance based on its power. The holding cell for the armadillos is very simple, merely using scaffolding and placing as many armadillos as your game will allow. This prevents entity cramming and allows us to have a faster production of silverfish when using an infestation potion. I also use slime here to push all the silverfish into one area and prevent backlog, an issue which all my previous designs had. Over here, I have a music disc timer to send out infestation potions when in continuous stopping mode. This means that rather than relying on some janky timing systems that my previous designs had, we can use Music Disc 13, which has a duration of 2 minutes and 58 seconds, to automatically send out another potion with a loss of only 2 seconds. Over here I have the same damaging system as one of my previous designs. It summons TNT every 10 game ticks and is able to damage these mobs consistently, sending out many silverfish. TNT on top of an ender chest or any unexplodable block that has a smaller than 1 block hitbox doesn't allow the blocks around it to be broken, but does allow for damage to be dealt to entities. If one doesn't want to use a TNT duper, simply replace this system here with a dispenser facing down, filled with TNT, and hook up this clock to it. Now I'll do a demonstration of the player launcher. Select the desired power level. I'm going to use 12, and simply turn on the launcher. All the systems activates, the music disc starts, and as you can see, silverfish are launched in, pushed along. There are a few stragglers, however, it usually doesn't matter because it's a negligible amount. So here, we've reached the desired level, the farm stops producing TNT, and therefore stops producing silverfish. Only a few silverfish remain in this system, but the grand majority are in here. Make sure that when you enter the farm, you're wearing an elytra, because if you do not, the farm won't launch you very far, and you'll probably fall to your death. Also make sure that you're not wearing nether armor, since its knockback resistance prevents wind charges from launching the player as far. Simply come over here, glide down, and go forward into this bubble stream. Align yourself against this back area here, press this note mark, look around this direction, and notice as you go over 2,000 blocks per second with only signal strength 12. So here I've gone around 12,000 blocks in the x-axis and around 3,800 in the y, allowing me to glide continuously in this direction. This sort of system is great for long distance travel. Let's say you have a farm that is far away or want to do some exploring. I'm now going to just go back to the farm and then demonstrate its continuous stocking mode, which has some pretty interesting use cases. Upon setting the power level to 15 and running the farm, it will continue. However, since it's power level 15, it cannot detect a reading from here and will rely on the player to stop the production of silverfish. When in this mode, the farm will cycle continuously, spitting out infestation potions when they're needed, based on this timer over here. Because of this, you will have to wait a while before you reach a large number. I'm going to wait till I reach about 2,000, indicated by that rapidly growing pink number in the top, and I will tick warp just to reach that margin further, quicker. Like so. Note that this farm can be laggy when in this mode, because you are producing many entities very quickly, and also when launching it, many wind charges will be created in this location. So be warned, if your system isn't that powerful, do not put it in this mode. And also, don't leave this on a server, because it will just kill it. So I'll turn it off, we've reached about 2,000, and then I shall turn the tick rate back to normal. As you can see, the farm this time is entirely filled, and there will only be 2 in these boats, but it doesn't really matter. So what we can do is go to speed survival mode. You don't need to eat golden apples, I just do because I like it. Glide in. I'm going to use a mod here to align myself perfectly to 90 degrees in the x-axis. Hit the note block, and you can see here, because of the amount of entities, I am lagging slightly. However, we will launch, and I will note my speed, which reached around 14,000 meters per second, which is incredibly fast. This does cause immense lag due to the amount of chunks you're loading in an instant, so please be careful building it on a server. Obviously, talk to the owner, see if it's okay. But yeah, I will reach around, 73,000 blocks in the x-axis, and that's only with 2,000 silverfish. And I've also reached about 8,400 in the y-axis, so I can glide for a very long time. Yeah, and remember power levels here, and the launcher again. So, that is my launcher. I hope you like it. And yeah, I will have other videos coming out soon. I have one that should be done in a bit. I did mention in the last video. It's just just had a couple of issues during the production. And yeah, look at that, it's already filled. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, for those who are wondering, this is compatible with challenge worlds like Superflat and Skywalk because it doesn't use sculk sensors. In my initial, when I was building this, I used sculk sensors to detect the TNT, and then realised that it would be unfair for players who don't have access to that, so I changed that for a plus extender. And yeah, all these items are obtainable in Superflat, Skyblock. Actually no, not in Skyblock because you have scaffolding, but most Skyblock players have mods and stuff anyway that allow them to use these things. So yeah, fly in here for the last time in this video, blast off into the horizon. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys liked my design. I'm disappearing. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, all the usual stuff. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.